So I typed in drawing app on Google Play and scrolled all the way down. And I'm gonna be testing 4 apps that I found there at the bottom of the pit. So enough with the pepperoni, let's get into it. Alright, so the first app is called Drawing Sketch. It has 1 million plus downloads, so I guess it's not really obscure. I just wanted to try apps that are not ibispaint or medibang or sketchbook, you know, all the popular ones that always get brought up. So this app has 3.9 stars with over 1,000 reviews, so that's not looking too good. But let's see what the reviews say. I love this app. It's perfect, easy to use, and has all the tools for a beginner or even a professional. Okay, that sounds good. And this one just says poop, and 5 people found it helpful. Anyways, the first issue that I had was the fact that the highest resolution that you can go is 1923 by 1923 pixels. That is pretty low. For comparison, what I usually work with on ibispaint is 4096 by 4096 pixels, and you can go even higher, by the way, up to 16,000 pixels. So we're gonna work with potato quality for this app. Immediately, I had to check if there is a palm rejection feature, and thank God there is one. However, you cannot double tap to undo, which is not that important for me, but I know it is for some people. So I just went ahead and tried all the brushes that it provided. I think they are pretty good. Nothing too special, but usable. I thought this dotted square thing is the select and move tool, but it's not. It just adds fancy dotted squares to your drawing. But then I found the biggest problem with this app so far. There's no liquify tool. I really need the liquify tool, like that is very important for me, but this app doesn't have one. Also, there's no pen pressure, like at all. So I started my drawing and I decided to draw my OC avocado. If you didn't know, she is part of this series where I took the horrible AI Fruit Love Island and made it something more human made. So check it out if you haven't. The brushes and eraser, as I said, they are passable. They're quite finicky though for me. I'm not sure if it's because of the brushes themselves or if I'm just not used to them, but they are not as smooth as I would like them to be. But the cool thing is that you can make your own texture for the brush, so I definitely want to see what I can do with that feature. This little thing in the bottom is for switching between the pencil, eraser, and color picker, and also for adjusting the brush size. I think it is very useful and convenient tool. I wish ibispaint has something like this too. One major problem that I found is that the brush can only go up to a limited amount, like it doesn't go higher than this. That's not good, especially if you want to color a large area. And then I found that to move the drawing, you have to cut it. That is very interesting, and I'm glad that I found out how to do that because I genuinely thought that there is no move feature at all in this app. After that, I moved to the line art, and this stabilizer is really strong. I had it at 1 and it's still super strong. One odd thing that I found is that when you flip, it doesn't flip the whole canvas, just the layer that you're on. And I looked around to see if there is a way to flip the whole canvas, but I just couldn't find it. So that is really weird and would be very inconvenient if you have like multiple layers, because you have to flip each one. Also, the bucket tool only works within the same layer, so you can only use the bucket tool in the line art layer. That is very dumb, and what is the point of the layers if you can do that? It doesn't bother me that much because I usually color manually, but it's still dumb that the bucket tool works that way. So here is the final drawing. I think it turns out great. I'm really proud of how it turns out. Ava looks quite off, but that's not the fault of the app. It's just my inability to draw consistently. So what are the pros of this app? You can make your own brush texture. I think that's pretty cool. It's pretty passable as a drawing app. It doesn't have many advanced features, but the basic ones that you would need in a drawing app, they have them and they work pretty well. The cons, however, are the brush thickness only go up to a limited amount. The canvas quality as well is very low. Like I said, it doesn't have many advanced features, and added with a very low quality canvas option, I'm not really sure if it's suitable for professionals like the review earlier said. I'm not a professional though, it's just my opinion. Anyways, for my drawing, I'll rate it a 7 out of 10. It's not my best work, but I'm quite proud of it. And for the app, I'll give it a 7 as well. It has so much room to improve, but it works fine as it is. I think it would be a great gateway app for beginner artists. The next app is called Artistry Drawing App. It has only over 1,000 downloads, so this one is actually obscure. And there is no reviews at all. I don't know if I should be concerned about that or not. So I'll give it to the app. The interface looks better than the first app. I'll give them that. But then I started to actually use the app and oh my gosh. First of all, there is no pencils and no brushes for sketching. And you can turn down the opacity for the brushes. They're just stuck like this. And the way that the eraser works is very interesting. You don't straight up erase, you mark an area with it and part of the area will disappear. And it doesn't even work properly. Also, the transparency slider for the layers fully does not work at all. Usually when you slide it down, the layer will gradually disappear, right? But here, when you slide it down even a little, the layer disappears completely. So what is the point of it? It acts the same as the layer visibility toggle, which is there as well. And of course, there is no palm rejection. Every time I drag the canvas around, something will appear. It also just zooms in randomly sometimes. I genuinely don't know why that happens. I tried to draw a character, okay, I tried. Only the buzz, but I just can't. I really cannot work with this app at all. So I decided to try pixel art instead. And look at how many dots appeared as I dragged the canvas around. I tried to do this pixel art that I found on Pinterest. So I went to choose the colors and I found out that the color wheel doesn't go down to black. You can only go lighter with the colors, not darker. Which means you cannot pick black or brown or gray unless if it's in the provided palette. And this drawing has brown in it and I cannot pick brown. So I decided to make it purple instead. Anyways, here is the final drawing. It's something, I guess. So what are the pros of this app? At least it doesn't put any features behind a paywall. In fact, I should be paid for using these features because they don't work. Also, the UI is fine, I guess. I don't even know. I'm just looking for some nice things to say. But what about the cons? Oh, there are multiple. I think I've been listing the cons throughout the speed paint, but I'll repeat them again. No variety in brush textures, eraser doesn't work, layer transparency slider doesn't work, no palm rejection, limited color wheel, and many others that I didn't catch, I'm sure. So I'll give the drawing a 3. It's kinda cute actually, but it's not good. And for the app, I'll give it a 1. The next app is called Drawing Pad Pro Sketchpad. It has 1 million plus downloads, again, not really obscure. And it has 4.5 stars and over 7,000 reviews, so that sounds pretty promising. Let's read some reviews. The best app ever. I drew a masterpiece in here. It's very fun to use. Instead of boring apps that are fake, this one is the best and you draw cool things. I do it without Wi-Fi for no ads, 10 out of 10. Yeah, that's something that I forgot to mention. I turned off Wi-Fi while trying all these apps, so I might not get the full annoying experience, you know? But it is for my peace of mind, okay? I don't want to be bombarded with ads. All the other reviews seem to be positive, so I have quite a high hope for this one. Upon opening the app, it immediately asks you to subscribe. No thank you. And then I encountered a major problem. There's no layers. That's not good. I need layers. I think most artists do. I also discovered that the way the brushes work in this app is different. Instead of getting different brushes like pencils and airbrushes and whatnot, we get different brush types. So I use the blurred one for sketching with a low opacity. It feels like a pencil, but it is so painful to use. And I just cannot sketch with the other brush types, so this was my only option. Maybe these apps work for artists who do realism or graphic design, I don't know. Anyways, I started to sketch my OC Rico, and then this happened. I tried to move his eyes up a bit, but I don't even know what happened here. A stroke of pink appeared and the move tool doesn't pick up the selection, it picks up like half of it. I don't understand why it did that and I tried to undo it, but that also didn't work, so I just redid everything again. I thought I wanted to actually finish the drawing with line art and color, but I couldn't bring myself to do it, so I just left it at this. Is it just me or does this look kinda creepy? It looks like one of those uncanny valley police sketches. So what are the pros of this app? The visual interface is so cute, it's so aesthetic, and I really like how they look. And I think this app might work for some people, but just not me. Unlike the second one, I think that one generally didn't work. But this one, I think some people might actually find it helpful. I think this review says it best. They basically said that this app is great for doodling for fun, and that they tried ibispaint and it's overwhelming for them. I totally understand that. But the cons for me are no layers, no ability to zoom in and out, brushes are finicky to use. Also, I don't know if this is a nitpick, but it's annoying to pick between erasing the stroke or object each time. So, what is my rating for this drawing? 1. No explanation needed. And for the app, like I said, it might be useful for some people, but for me, I'll give it a 3. This final app is called Markers. It has 1 million downloads and 4 stars by 348 reviews as of recording. This review says it's a real app to use. And this video is a real video you're watching, guys. So the UI of this app looks educational. I don't even know how to describe it. It looks like an architectural drawing software or something, especially with the grids. I discovered that there is no palm rejection. That is an instant red flag. But this app has a variety of brush to use, and I would say that they are pretty smooth. However, the eraser works the exact same way as the second app, where instead of directly erasing the lines, we mark an area using it and everything in it will disappear. I hate it. I don't understand why they make the eraser work like this. It's so dumb. I sketched my characters. I was drawing Isaberry and Finapple because a lot of you guys wanted to see them together, and everything was going fine. Until I wanted to lower the layer opacity and I found out that there is no such feature. You also cannot rearrange the layers. I wanted to make this rough sketch fade a bit so that I can do a refined sketch on top of it, but there's no way to do that. The eraser works in a weird way, and there's no alpha lock feature either, so I cannot recolor the sketch to a lighter color. There is nothing that I can do except redo the sketch with a lighter color, and I'm not gonna do that. So I scrapped the idea. Sorry Finaberry fans, maybe next time. And I decided to try rendering in this app. I followed this tutorial that I found on Pinterest. I don't know why I decided to do this. Every time I tried rendering, it's been a flop. I was just feeling bold that day, I guess, and this was the result. It looks like a turd, which is perfect because it symbolizes my rendering skills. So what are the pros of this app? The brushes actually work, and there are a variety of them, so that's good. I like writing in this app. I don't know why, but it feels so satisfying. Maybe this app is made for writing notes, but it was advertised as a drawing app, so I don't really know. The cons are no palm rejection, the eraser is dumb as hell, cannot rearrange layers, cannot adjust layer opacity, and no alpha lock. Overall, I think that some artists can work with this. Not for me, but I can see some artists actually making masterpieces with this app. Much more talented artists than me. But for my drawing, I'll give it a 1. Actually, hold on. I think this is a more accurate rating for this drawing. And as for the app, I'll give it a 4. So after looking at all the apps, let's answer the question, which one is the best? Does this question even needs to be asked? Is the first app, Drawing Sketch. It was the only app that I managed to make a full drawing with. And besides some downsides and a few missing features like the liquify tool, I think it's a pretty passable drawing app. So if you for some reason cannot download ibispaint or medibang or any of the other popular drawing apps, I would recommend it. If you want to watch more videos from Wa, you can watch it here. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching till the end. Take care and I'll see you next time. Toodles!